We're nearly 3,000 miles away from the JMA Dome, but there'll be plenty of orange here in Santa Clara in Levi Stadium on Sunday when the Pats and Seahawks kick things off for Super Bowl 60. Chandler Jones was the last Syracuse player to win the Super Bowl back in 2015 when he was on the Patriots in Super Bowl 49. You know who the Pats played in that Super Bowl? The Seahawks, who they're playing this year in Super Bowl 60.
Justin Pugh, straight off the couch.
Even though Justin can joke, he made it very clear just how important it is to stay ready for that next opportunity. And that doesn't necessarily mean in the world of football. Milo, I don't want to leave San Francisco, man. It's too sunny, it's too nice out here. I don't want to return to cold Syracuse. But look, it's our last day here covering the Super Bowl for the week. And I thought, why not talk about the two guys over my shoulder, Drake May and Sam Darnold, the two quarterbacks playing in this game. Oh, I'm next to the DraftKings set because I'm the draft king, because I won our fantasy league, obviously.
Final question for you. If you had a few weeks to train and Triple H said, hey, we need you versus Pat McAfee in the ring, do you take him down?
Oh, in the ring?
Do you take him down? WWE. Do you take him down?
That's a punter.
Oh, come on. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it. That was great.
That's right, guys. We're here outside Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Tailgate Town, where all the Tennessee Volunteers fans are hanging out right before they face off against Syracuse in the 2025 Aflac kickoff game. So we're going around asking all these Tennessee fans how much they know of ball, how well they know the players on their own team and on Syracuse. The only catch is all the players I'm asking them are not playing in this game. Let's see how they do. All right, so I'm assuming you're a really big Tennessee fan.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, Joey Aguilar is getting the start today, but were you surprised that after Nico Maliava's absence that they didn't go with Max Gifford as starting quarterback?
Yeah, Max is a pretty good guy.
Yeah.
I'm more of a thinker and more of a down-to-earth guy than some Tennessee fans.
And you also have more hats on your head than any person I've interviewed so far.
I do. I've felt them get on. How many do I have on right now?
I believe maybe 6 or 7.
Okay, 6 or 7.
Hey guys, I'm back. Syracuse football, well, not so much. Is he an NBA draft pick in Donnie Freeman? I don't know, not with the way that he's been performing lately. He just finished with 9 points in today's game, 2 technical fouls. It was a very weird response sort of day from Donnie, who in the second half actually thought did a really good job of trying to get to the paint and try and score. So we saw the promising signs of Donnie as a player, but the struggles are still continuing for him on a team where he is the main guy and projected this season to come in being a guy who could potentially be a top 20 pick. Instead, we're here talking about Henry Vassar on the team that Syracuse played. I don't know what happened with the number 53 jersey, but that's going to be a really unique Donnie Freeman find years from now, where Syracuse fans remember that one game where Donnie Freeman wore number 53 against North Carolina. Either way, he looked like a guy out there who wears number 53 because he couldn't make a bucket, and it was quite an embarrassing performance for Donnie Freeman, who after one of the worst losses in program history to Duke a few days ago, you would have liked to see him do what J.J. Starling did in the first half and come out firing and make all those shots. Instead, it was brick by brick from 3 and in the paint, and Donnie Freeman and crew couldn't get the job done. After forcing overtime against number 3 Houston, and then keeping it competitive against Kansas just a day ago, 2 perennial powerhouses in college basketball, Syracuse's reward was getting drawn to play number 15 Iowa State today. And the Cyclones absolutely demolished the Orange, 95-64. And some of the positives for Syracuse in today's game were the players who were on the bench last year, who today took their rightful place as starters in Orange on that field for the first time. Syracuse with some domination early on, and we bring on one of the more dominant Syracuse broadcasters of all time, ESPN broadcaster Sean McDonough. Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure, Adam.
Alongside Gino Antamarino, I'm Adam Avin. And Gino, it's only right that we start our halftime with some breaking news, and fitting that it's a matchup between Syracuse and Georgetown, as it was just announced by ESPN insider Pete Thamel that the Orange men's basketball team is expected to finalize a deal with Jerry McNamara, a Syracuse legend, to become the program's next head coach. I have been waiting for this moment since I arrived on campus, and it's finally here. Welcome to Beat the Bookie, everyone. I'm Adam Avin, and I'm so happy to win you some money this week. You know what made the PS5 so exciting? Because Sony waited 7 years to release it. Everyone wanted it. College football is becoming like the iPhone to me. Way too many updates and a new phone every year. Taking a trip down to Philly for an autumn invitational against Drexel. The Dragons came out fiery, but in the second half, it was the Orange who brought the juice. After every game, Coach Autry's up there and says we have to do a better job as a coaching staff to get our guys prepared. Fans are sick of the excuses. Was it more of the same from Coach Autry, or did he finally say something different that got the fans excited for potential change? But as my friend Happy Gilmore once said, someone's farther. Because June was always past the whole Syracuse defense. They had no chance of stopping him. GMs from around the NFL, they said, Dante Moore still has some things to work on, like a lot of guys. But I think there's one reason why he's not going to the NFL. It's because Jets suck.
Yeah,
the Jets
that would make
suck.
sense. Yeah.
Who would want to go play for them? He's pulled to Peyton Manning.
Yes.
He's taking a year. He's going back to school. Luke Burgess dressing up as a pessimist for Halloween. Sometimes when the lights are too bright, you get the nerves. Funny enough, in the Dome, Syracuse men's lacrosse, they play pretty well.
Nathan George, who joins us right now. Nate, thanks for taking the time. We really appreciate it. 85 points in the season opener for you guys. How does it feel to really get a big team win?
Money can translate to winning games. The story of the Cinderella run might not exist anymore due to the fact that some of these teams are so dominant with NIL leading the charge. Let's talk about the rebounds, though, guys, because this was the story of the game, especially in the second half. Syracuse, especially on the offensive boards, could not create opportunities for themselves. They got out-rebounded 37-21 by the Hurricanes today. William Kyle, though he's a shorter center, we know how athletic he is, but Jish, there were multiple times in the game where you specifically pointed out they're just watching. Donnie Freeman's just standing by the bucket, not going after these balls, and you see the coaches on the sideline screaming, "Go get the basketball." Why isn't it there on the rebound?
I'm here, and you're lucky. I'm going with you. Adam Gaka gets the 2 points here, so don't want to give anything away. But Adam, we talk about some of the players in March. We mentioned Michael Brown. That's a big one for Louisville. He's going to be out. But there has to be some other players who have a lot to prove in March Madness. Who do you got?
Well, now we move to the court. Even though there's so much of the same from Syracuse basketball, there's always room for some firsts. Over the weekend, we got one when SU took on Virginia. Kyan Anthony never touched the floor. It comes a few days after his dad, Mello, commented on an SU post showing some obvious frustration. But when after the UVA game, Coach Autry was asked why his star freshman didn't see the court, it wasn't a very comforting answer. Take a listen. The Bills undefeated through 2 weeks, but would run into a Dolphins team looking to get its first win of the season. So could Buffalo start the season 3-0? Syracuse women's basketball coming off 2 straight wins, leading straight into a matchup versus rival Boston College. In the first matchup at Conte Forum a season ago, the Orange got crushed 92-51. You remember that one?
Oh, I do.
In this season's first matchup against BC, SU looked to flip the script and continue the momentum from the road trip. Well, let's head out to Chestnut Hill and show you how this game went down. It's cold out there, but the Orange hot right now in ACC play. The Eagles not so much. 0-11, only reached 60 points 4 times in those games, and it could be because of tough defense like that. Sophie Burrows gets the block. Uche finds Shai Hawkins, the lefty, with the right side layup. The team looking so comfortable right now. Layla Filia from deep. Easy money. Filia averaging around 4 3-point attempts per game, and it'd be more of that in the second quarter because everyone got in the game. Jasmine Cooper, the freshman, averages 2 points per, hits her second 3 of the season. The shots were falling for SU. 21 more on the board before halftime. The team so much deeper than last year, but you can always put the ball in Five's hand whenever. Layla Filia with a pull-up 2, then the 3. That's all Boston College had in the second quarter. After the Sophie Burrows tray, the Orange go up double the Eagles, 42-21. Let's jump ahead to the fourth because it was basically out of reach. Liv Schmidt gets in the game from the right side of the court. The fire from downtown, an offensive explosion, if you will. 4 players in double digits. Every single player, 14 of them, scored a bucket versus the Eagles. Unfortunately for BC, well, this is nothing new for them, and will add another tally to their ACC total this season. Maddie Potts back-to-back threes, and that's back-to-back road victories for the Orange, 93-59 in Conte Forum. And Hudson, this was the 5th 90-point game of the season for the Orange. They haven't done this since 2018. That's impressive. So a nice chance came for Syracuse to finish the road trip on a high altitude note in Colorado to take on Air Force. I don't know if we've ever gotten this long in the show without showing you guys highlights, but we're starting now. If you know anything, the Orange aren't great at playing outside or in cold weather for that matter, but now lack of oxygen warning. Are you kidding me?
Yikes.
Well, it wasn't going to be easy for Syracuse traveling across the country anyways, but hey, this guy, Finn Thompson, certainly makes it look easy.
puts SU up 1-0 just 2 minutes in, but then Air Force wanted to make this one real interesting. On the other end, Joey Spallina finds Luke Roa, who ties it up, but it was Spallina who was so close to tying Tim Nelson's single-game assist record. That 8 assists, second most ever in a game, coming in this one against Air Force. The Cuse up 4-2 into the second frame. Cuse defense steps up. Jimmy McCool with a nice save. Here he goes, the long bomb. The Delaney Schweitzer throw finds Luke Roa, high stepping his way through the lane. Oh, look at him. Finds Finn Thompson, who goes falling to the floor. Hudson watching the Showtime Lakers out here. Look at that.
Sweet.
Look at that.
Bounce pass.
Come on. Cuse making it challenging for Air Force to score, but hey, they were still doing it. First, Kalen Driggs off the Tyler Smart assist, and then right away, Luke Feransky faking out the drive, then pulling up from deep. This one was close. It was 6-5 at halftime, closer than maybe the Orange needed. They had to go into halftime, go breathe some oxygen, and they were still moving slow coming out of the locker room. Driggs to stall him out with a nice goal, keeping things tight, but SU really needed an energy jolt, and this is where that happened. Matt McEntee gives his team a 2-goal lead. It's 8-6 at the halfway point. Peyton Anderson tags one on as well. Syracuse goes up by 4. They start to pull away as Air Force here tries to keep it close as they get into the final quarter. SU up 3 entering the fourth. Michael Leo, though, on the other side of the break, he shoots and he scores like he does all the time. So did many players for SU in this game. 5 3-point scores in this one. Spallina, Leo, Roa, Thompson, and Kellogg. Not of the cereal variety. That's a joke for our retired friend Max Gifford, Hudson, who I'm sure was watching with a smile on his face as Syracuse gets a much-needed West Coast win. SU ends up toppling Air Force 17-11.